맞아? Более современный район. Надо сюда приехать еще если погулять, но сейчас нам надо идти.
card, the VIC card, do not look through the card if you know your payment is complete. has done. Get your quick card and ticket at the below part.
Thank you.
C'est Gazer qui va garder la photo. Non mais bizarre, je la vois.
얼마나 웃기는데. 안녕하세요.
Sure.
안 보여. Belum dong. Ini ya kan? Di tangan harus proporsional ya. Ini tengah.
Apa?
Ayo lagi.
Tengah-tengah.
我上去上面你就可以看得到你的后面，上去我上去。
Ayo dong.
앞이 잘 안 보여.
2階ということが分かりましたね。2階建てに見えたけど。
And the second door. Yeah, let's go.
이렇게.
现在我们在后面，你看不到，走到前面你就看到了。那前面有个品味石，正一品，正二品，正二品。啊，我们这样的。你个长期不的哟。
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it's impossible. No internet. Really? Do I need it? Hey, do I need internet to make a phone? No. Which one you got on? Oh, isn't that the coffee phone? No. Yeah, sorry. Let's do that.
입에 들어오는 고기는 Yang kosong, dari tadi tidak kosong.
Namanya Apple. Iya. Apple Cimol. Ini pipinya kayak Cimol. Cimol 1, Cimol 2. Iya. Aku mau bosan.
Garden area, has more pavilion and and then behind the bridge, there's a the main you will stay here, right? This house was really 6 of time. Over Thank you.
Karena di atas loh, jadi yang lebih umum ya. Ini sama lagi. Tidak tahu. 여기를
上，看风景。
Yeah, driving would be great.
Nee. Nee, anders krijg je altijd
Send them to me, then I can pick my 10 favorite ones and I'll edit them.
She spent 2 weeks in Seoul.